Hi, I'm Ray, a registered dietitian and a certified diabetes education and care specialist. And today I want to talk a little bit about carbohydrates and some common drinks and how that relates to carbohydrates. So carbohydrates in the body, when you eat them, they all break down into sugar because the brain needs sugar to run on. It's like fuel for a car. Your brain runs on sugar, which sounds awesome because everybody wants to eat sugar, but the problem is we don't really want to eat carbohydrates as sugar. We want to eat them in forms like whole fruit, like strawberries and bananas, whole grain bread, oatmeal, brown rice, because the more complex the carbohydrates are, the slower the body can break them down and the longer we will feel full. If we eat things that are very easy to break down, like pure sugar, or gummy bears, or like white bread, because it's very simplified, they've taken a lot of the fiber out, then we get hungry quicker. So I want to talk to you about drinks and why it's so important to not drink a lot of sugar, because it's going to make you hungry and it's not going to fill you up. So in this case here, I have some sodas here, and Mountain Dew is, the reason I picked Mountain Dew is because it's so much sugar. It's got more sugar than most sodas. There's 290 calories and 77 grams of carbohydrate here. And all of that carbohydrate is pure sugar. Look at all this sugar. 19 teaspoons of sugar. It's a really lot of sugar, right? So that's actually more than you should even have in a whole meal. So I wouldn't really recommend this. So the next one I went to is Coke, and you notice I have three different sizes of Coke, so you can see just by reducing the size, that can give you less carbohydrate, which in this case is basically sugar. So this Coke has 240 calories, so a lot less than this, but 65 grams of carbohydrate, which is all sugar, and so that's still lots of sugar. 16 teaspoons of sugar, that's more than you should have in a whole day of added sugar actually. The can of Coke is a lot better, 140 calories. Now we're down to 39 grams of carbohydrate, but look at this, still 9 teaspoons of sugar, right? So I love that now you can buy these tiny mini cans of Coke. They're only 90 calories and 25 grams of sugar. But personally, I would probably rather have a dessert, because that's what this is. It's like drinking dessert. It's like drinking gummy bears. So basically, if you want a little cup of ice cream, it's going to be more filling for similar calories, if maybe less than this, than having that pure sugar. But if you want it, that's what it is. At least it's a much smaller amount. So a lot of times I'll hear people say, but I don't drink soda. I know it's not good for me. And that's true, because there's actually phosphoric acid in a lot of the sodas, and that can take calcium out of your body. So if you're not drinking enough calcium because maybe you don't like milk or you're lactose intolerant, you could take a calcium supplement. It'd be better than doing something like the orange juice, because this orange juice, even though it's not going to take calcium out of my body and it might even be fortified with calcium, look at the amount of sugar. It's actually similar to the amount of soda if you were to put the same amount of soda. So this 8-ounce cup has 6 teaspoons of sugar, 26 grams of carbohydrates, still a lot of sugar. So I really wouldn't recommend this. You'd be better off actually having an orange. It's going to fill you up because it's fiber, it's less sugar and calories. And so if you wanted to find an alternative to this, but if you're going to have this, I want you to think of it more like a dessert. Keep that in mind. There are other alternatives. So you could do a diet soda if you wanted to. Now do keep in mind, some diet sodas still have phosphoric acid. So even though you're not getting calories or carbohydrate, it still could be taking calcium from your body. And at puberty, during puberty is peak bone building time. You're going to build most of the bone for the rest of your life. So if you're drinking even diet soda or regular soda with all that acid in it, you're probably losing calcium, which is not a time you want to be doing that. So there's some other alternatives. I know my kids like bubbly, or some people like LaCroix. These are flavored seltzers, perfect. There's no problem with this. I think they taste better cold, but there's nothing artificial in there. If it has a sweet taste, then you're probably getting an artificial sweetener, and that's okay if you're okay with it or your parents are okay with it. But if you're not, then maybe just stick with the unsweetened kind. This is one I love, hint, because I don't really like bubbly things, and this is just a flavored water with a touch of flavor, and it is all natural. So those are all choices, or you could just drink plain old ice water. I like to keep mine in those metal Contigo bottles and carry them all day. The water stays cold, the ice still is there, and I can keep refilling it. Or you could even put a splash of flavor, or even like a splash of orange juice in your water to give you flavor. So consider all that, and consider the fact that if you were to drink one of these every single day for a week, that actually would be like gaining half a pound a week. So it can cause a lot of weight gain. It's a lot of excess calories. So hopefully, I hope this video helps you to make a good decision about the drinks that you're gonna have.